Only remote. Ah, there we go. Man, I have more questions. Yo, Hans was on jail, yo.
I need to slide.
I know.
I need to slide.
Alright. Okay, oh, thing
I wanna though, you would have to restart because I don't have the bullets for this guy.
I'm up late. I haven't gone live in like a year. Like a year. Demand. It's gonna be a mess.
Just to restart, right?
Restart kind
Go to the main menu.
and it's shy and it's fun. Oh, it's just more now. Joined. Some more now. Okay, and then whatever restart you need to do. Yeah. Just one if I can't see questions. I see on my joint. Hola, yo, I haven't gone on a live in I think a year. Maybe like about 10 months or so. So yeah, let's talk catfish farming. Let's talk meat wholesale. So I'm here for your questions. As soon as I see them, I will attend to your questions. Yes, I understand it. So I have to actually try to read about my thing. Fun. So yeah, if you have questions about catfish farming or oh, actually I can do this. Yeah, okay, so we are talking catfish farming and meat wholesale. So if you have questions, just go ahead and shoot. I'll answer questions you have. Invite everyone to join in and Slack is no, I don't want to invite nobody. Yeah, I think this is perfect. All right, yeah. So guys, we're talking catfish farming and meat wholesale. So if you have questions, you can go ahead and ask. You see how much money you have, Papa? Grow your own food. Njabulo, grow your own food. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, we're talking catfish farming, carp farming, meat wholesale. So if you have questions, I'm here to answer the questions. Let's see who's gonna ask. You need that one of mine. How's it called? That one of mine with roses. That one of mine with roses. So yeah, I'm waiting for questions, guys. So if you have questions on catfish farming, or any invite to join live. So I haven't gone live in a while. I think it's been 8 months. So yeah, if you have questions about what we've been doing over the past 6 months, which was to open a meat wholesale, and we also started a catfish farming business, aquaponics, where we are growing fish, carp, catfish, vegetables, etc. So I'll be here for your questions. If you have questions or you want to say something, you want to analyze, whatever you want to do, I'm back on going live, so you can ask questions if you want.
Control. I have overwatch on the crash site.
Yeah.
Control chips may be underwater. Spike will retrieve that data. You must determine the target location.
Me, I'm not seeing question. Nango Rendani Mukwebo. Rendani Mukwebo. I'm bothered. I'm Abraham, liked the live. Abraham is loving the live. Yo, Abraham. Thank you very much, Abraham.
Going for a swim.
Thank you very much, Abraham.
That looks like a truck. Multiple targets.
Yeah.
Some of the wire's edge.
What's happening, Abraham? Are you liking this thing?
Chips.
Bongiso joined. Bongiso Joyce joined. Yes, Abraham. Thank you very much, Abraham. I can see the likes. Thank you very much. Mr. Ntumba. Thank you very much, Mr. Ntumba, joining.
Take the truck out.
So yeah, we are talking catfish farming,
With this many boots on the ground, the cargo must
meat wholesale. If you want to know how we're doing it, why we're doing it, I'm here for that. This thing luyifunayo le ingaphansi kwale container lenamanzi anyway, just FYI. IPD Abraham is hooking me up. Yo, thank you, Abraham. Desert Crew joined, Wolf joined. So yeah, we're talking catfish farming, we're talking meat wholesale. You guys have been asking a lot about our catfish operation in Soweto. How we doing that, why we are doing that, how are we actually able to do it to Soweto, how are we able to do it to Soweto. So yeah, and oh, there we go. Here's the first question. Mufuta. How did you make your Stokvel to be so successful? Our Stokvel, I think, is systems more than anything, because if you're going to run a Stokvel with about like 500 people, you can imagine that there's going to be a lot of voices and a lot of ideas, and that is exactly what kills a lot of Stokvel, is that a lot of people will have ideas, right? So the Stokvel was started with one goal in mind, which was to start a business and make that business profitable. And then you get to build a team of professionals, right, for professional services, like your accounting, like your data management, all those kind of people, which are not necessarily like Stokvel members. They don't have to be Stokvel members, but they are hired to actually do what they're paid for. And then you focus on achieving what the Stokvel wants to achieve and why the Stokvel was actually began to begin with. So that's why our Stokvel is moving the way it is. It's because the goal is set and it's clear, and a lot of our Stokvel members, right, are kept up to date with the communication mechanisms that we have. So we have we have a WhatsApp group where we communicate, but the communication it's actually one way, so you don't want to create a lot of noise where you say something and then maybe you're busy with your day and someone is asking something and then it tends to disturb the other person. So communication is one way, right? But there's an executive team that is representative of the stock fair, right? So that's how we actually making it work, where we don't have a situation where people are kept out of the loop because we have different types of reporting. There's a monthly report on how much was collected, how much was spent, how much how much do we have in the bank, right? And people are aware of the happenings of the stock fair, and also in those monthly reports we also talk about what we are going to be doing, what are the goals for the month, what are the goals for the past month, what was achieved, what are our challenges. So there's always that communication happening. So I think that's very key, just to keep our members in a loop. And in most cases, you find Uti, people join a stock fair. It's not Uti they really want to like participate in a lot of activities that are happening in the stock fair. But now they want to be investors, and they want to know what their investments are kept safe, we're not being reckless, we can account for them. Yeah, well, so I think that's what makes our stock firm function the way it is. It's that accountability, it's that reporting, it's that keeping our members in the loop and using systems and processes. Can you please come to East London, Cape Town? Will help us duplicate the business model. Yeah, no, definitely. We'd love to actually come there, but the main thing now is, in fact, I think we might be actually coming there, but we're visiting a university somewhere that side. When it comes to duplicating the model, I mean, you can duplicate the model. The best thing that we can potentially actually come and help you with, right, is to build the system itself. Yeah, well, the system is not complicated, but there are several challenges, and there are several hidden things that you can only find out once you start, right? For example, the wind, right? The direction of the wind is actually very important to how you actually place your pond, right? Depending on where you live and depending on how you place your pond, it's possible Uti, you might place your pond in a way that does not maximize the direction of the wind. So it's such things that are very technical, and they really need like an expert like Sylvester, because he's really talented in this thing, and he's really gifted in this thing. He's really knowledgeable, and he's basically always thinking about fish. He's always thinking about how to actually make the system better. So he's 100% the best person to actually speak to when it comes to the technicalities that are involved, and we're constantly learning, right? So we're constantly improving, we're constantly going back and forth and making sure our system is efficient, and again, not itself, we are learning as much as everyone else is learning. So yes, 100%. When the time is right, we will be coming to your area to bring land, to bring catfish in terms of how we understand it with the system. Has that business broke even? Which one? The catfish one? No. The catfish one has not even sold one. We haven't even sold one catfish because I need to be growing them like from scratch. Yeah, and also we're not growing. We are also growing a carp. We're also growing a tilapia, right? So over the months, we've been looking at the behavior of the fish itself. What size does it grow? And we we did find some stunted growth in some other fish, and we, Sylvester was telling me, Uchi, the reason why we had some stunted growth, if I remember correctly, he said something along the lines of, Uchi, if you get if you get catfish from the river, right? If you get it from the river, ingani, and then you take it to a pond, it tends to get stunted, right? So it's better if it actually comes lapayana with the parents, and then they they spawn catfish from there, and then they're more likely to actually grow into full table size. So those are the kind of things that we come across, and Sylvester is very intelligent when it comes to like life and managing life. He's a real animal person, so that's why we never really disturb him. But what we 100% make sure we give him all the support that he needs, and then he tells us, he updates us what it means, because not a lot of us understand how to actually farm a catfish, and also any other fish. But he's like a professional in this thing, and yeah. So another question from Ayanda et al. Ayanda et al. Actually, it tastes to an airfan. Okay, I will assume Mauti taste yafana. You're asking if it tastes a catfish, yes, a damini, a wild, and the catfish in a pond. It tastes yafana. The difference between the two catfish is that the catfish in the river, in the wild, right, is a bottom feeder, right, and so it tastes a lot more muddy, right. It has mud in it, whereas the one that is grown on a pond, it's not a bottom feeder, ila phezulu, because the pellets that you actually feed them, right, they always float. So either like from the top, right, and also the the water in which it actually lives is way less muddy. It is way less muddy. In fact, you can even say which is not even muddy at all, considering Guti, what a wild catfish than a normal compared to a wild catfish. So it's less muddy, so it's actually cleaner in a way, it's way cleaner. I think you can compare it to like a chicken, like a hard body and a soft body, So the one that is in the pond, you can compare it to like a soft body, because it's way cleaner, So that's the difference. And then, how big is the catfish market in SA, considering the fact our economy in yeah, well, it's no secret. We've said this a lot of times, Uti. The catfish market, we are aware, Uti, it's not big in South Africa, right? And we said the reason why we are pursuing growing a catfish, Uti, we we are playing a long game. The long game is poison. So, yeah, one, the 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 first one, which we're playing a long game, right? A long game is, at some point, right? South Africans, we might find ourselves where fish is very expensive, right? Which is likely to happen because already manje fairly like fish is considered really expensive. So we don't want to start learning how to grow fish then, right? So we're starting now. We're saying that actually let's start now. And also, there's an opportunity, oh well, it's not only just fish from the ocean, it's actually also your beef, your chicken, your lamb. Like they're very expensive, So given value to the economy. So now also above that is the fact this is one of the things that our people, right, whether in the township, in the rural areas, can actually start growing, right, if they want to go into farming. And you don't even have to do it for the South African market. You can export this thing. And there's a lot of Africans, other Africans that are in the country that have restaurants, and they actually are looking for catfish, tilapia, carp, etc. So there's a huge market if you look and scratch. But like I'm saying, it's in our game, right? It's a long game where we understand at some point, right? At some point, there will be a need for is alternatives to nabo catfish, and by that time, when that time comes, right, we want to be ready. We don't want to start then. It's like I always make this example, Uti. Someone starting in 2005, and then they say Uti wanna they want to have like a bottled water brand, you would have asked the question, is there a market? And someone would be like, no, there's no market, but manje. It's insane how much we are actually dependent on a bottled water. So yeah. Man. Musanda. Ola Musanda. Guys in the comments section, how do you get this book? Okay, let me go down. I'm gonna come back to the book, guys. Became number 8 member on the team. Okay. Are the books still available? Yes, the syndicate, the books are still available. You can get the books in the link in my bio. You can get the book there. You'll enjoy it. I also think the current state of our oceans around the world is a great venture. Yes, 100%. We are betting on with him. Yes, we want the ocean to be clean. We want the fish in the ocean to survive, but against our wishes, there is the absolute fact Uguti, we have to prepare for such things. And if we can go that route, then let's go that route. And I think South Africans have been spoiled for a while, and I don't think Uguti, we actually realize sometimes with how bad things are, because there's something we're very optimistic as a country, and we've been spoiled for a very long time, and we tend to live different lives. Some people live in abject poverty, and if isn't this fun and our catfish corner, they would actually buy and eat them. They wouldn't even bother with the chicken and offals, abomathumbu, chicken feet, etc., etc. There is an opportunity for a catfish and other forms of freshwater fish that can be made. So, yeah, I think it's 100% doable. So, guys, in the comment section, how do you get this book? You get the book by clicking the link in my bio. That's where you get the book. Thanks a lot. Thank you, the syndicate. So, yeah, I'm going to be. Oh, Mzu. Yeah, thank you very much, Mzu. Yes. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and Futi, largely Uguti, there is so much help from the government. The government really wants to help. It's just that Uguti, Tina, we actually figured out how to help ourselves before we could need or approach government. So that's what we did. But we realized what government really wants South Africans to actually go into catfish farming. I mean, there's other forms of fishing and people that we getting to know and we are being acquainted with. I mean, I've seen people and met virtually people in abalone farming and stuff like that. So yeah, man, So Ayanda et al. You remind me of the Fries family, that family that has the vegan meats at Pick and Pay, etc. Yeah, that's what we're trying to get to. Where also catfish. It's a matter of packaging. It's a matter of packaging. It's a matter of communicating it well. There are um, there are it's not necessarily just only for the low end of the market, right? It's not only just for that. I mean, my package actually, this thing you can actually supply it to. You can supply it to restaurants, right? You can supply it to restaurants that want to serve a catfish to an aspirational target market. So that's also possible. Sure, Rockman. Are you in the stock game? I am not in the stock game. I'm not in the stock game. I do invest in, like, well, as with anyone, like savings. I'd rather save in stock. So I save in South African companies. I know I'm doing well on Pick and Pay right now. Pick and Pay. I know Pick and Pay is performing very well. But yeah, let's not deviate. We're talking about catfish. Please do not ask me questions that are very irrelevant. As much as you are well-meaning about it, please let's focus. We're talking meat and catfish, so that we don't deviate. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and we hope Uti, as we are doing this thing, you are actually seeing the cost of doing it. You're seeing the challenges of doing it, but you're also seeing the opportunity that is availing itself. And there is always a time in terms of this kind of farming. Like into furniture, right? I really don't believe wood into furniture, because above everything, you need to figure out what one, right? One of the things that you need to figure out is, one, how are you going to fund this thing? Please don't think, Uguti, you're going to start it, and then along the way uzofuna imali government to save you. What I've picked up, Uguti government really prefers to come in when things are working fine. Right? When things are working fine, that's when government mostly comes around and actually saves the day. So I wouldn't advise that you actually start this thing with no budget at all. Any budget, man, we're not even talking million, guys. We're talking about like 40K. With 40K, you can actually start a catfish farming operation, because you buy these big tanks, like 1,000-liter tanks, and as far as I understand, per 1,000 liters, you can get 100 fish out of there, right? So 1,000-liter tank, those square ones, they are white and then they have like metal outside. Yeah, those ones, you can grow 100 fish inside there, and when you grow 100 fish inside there, that's a lot of money. So and then amanzi, well, you're gonna need a couple of thousand of liters of water. So it could be 1,000 for each tank that you have. So let's say you have 2 tanks. So it means off the bat you must have like 2,000 liters of water, right? And then after that, you need to have another 2 other tanks. Those tanks are going to be where you separate, right? You separate your fish, and I think you're gonna need another tank, maybe for spawning, and so you're probably gonna need about like 5 or 6 tanks, but you actually use 2 tanks. And amanzi, I would advise Uguti, you do not pull in water and then you spill them. You need to find a way to like circulate that water. So which means if you use like 5,000, right? You use 5,000 and then you actually keep circulating that 5,000. Of course, there's going to be spillage, but it's not going to be as bad as you man's la 5,000 liters and then every 2 weeks, yeah, that's going to be expensive. All right. So how long does the fish take before they can be sold in aquaponics? I think Sylvester said, if I'm not mistaken, right? Hey, don't quote me on this one. I think he said like 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. I think he said like 6 months. That's how long it takes from spawning to the market. So, but he's the best person to ask, right? Sylvester is the best person to ask. So, whenever you see his name, just make sure that you like and follow him, because he does this like on a daily basis. He's always teaching about catfish, and he's taking you through the process as much as I'm taking you through the process. But he does it like on a much more detailed level, because he's there at the farm every day. The farm is at his house. So follow Sylvester whenever you get the chance. Just follow him. I'm gonna ask him to comment on this live. Oh, sorry guys. So yeah, any more questions? I'm here to answer questions. I'll sit with you guys. I haven't been online in like, I don't know, a year or so. It's just been hectic with developing two businesses at the same time, and these businesses they're not easy businesses. I mean, we're talking meat wholesale, and at the same time there's aquaponics. Ask easy for not being online. I'm gonna try and be online a lot more. But yeah, Owamaji is I'm taking questions for anything that you want to know with catfish that I know of. Because remember, I'm not an expert. I work with experts. That's what I do. I'm not an expert. I work with experts, and that's how we're able to collaborate. When you work with people that are really good at what they do, and they actually do that every day. So yeah. So at the present moment, the person to actually speak to is Sylvester. He's really great at this thing. Sylvester Mamachunza. So yeah. So let's bring it. Was that no more question? I'm here for answering questions. I'm gonna sit until you answer questions today. Maybe next time I'm gonna go on a live will be like next day. I don't know. So Bona. But yeah, okay. I wish to venture into making caviar. Okay, caviar. Do you think it's worth it? Man, I don't know. As long as there's a market, bruh. As long as there's a market. I mean, you can find out from the Department of Fisheries or Department of the relevant department. Agriculture. Alright, so you can find out from them what is it that they do, or what is it that they can help you with when it comes to doing this kind of business, right? What I know with the government is actually they do have information. They have a lot of information, because they conduct a lot of these studies. And actually, in most businesses, in most agricultural businesses, I think they do a lot of these studies, right? The only issue, which when you want to be running the business, you are going to be the one running the business, So, because of that, they're not gonna run it for you. So you are going to face the challenges. You are going to have to even if they give you like a direction to the market, you're going to have to get out there and find the market. And if you're new, this I'm thinking, right? If you're new, caviar, I'm thinking what caviar is one of those, is one of those, it's one of those products that probably it's really all about quality. So, how do you ensure like a restaurant is going to try your brand when you are certainly probably not connected in the game? I don't know. So maybe quality bangayidoubt izinto ezinjalo, and so if bayidoubt and you've already produced it, how long can you keep stock? How long can you actually stay without the business not paying you? So yeah, you can go into caviar. I don't know if it's like, but just thinking which it's a bit of you probably need to have like proper connections and proper networks. It's not really connections, but proper networks of people. All right, can one make a living out of catfish farming? I mean, the answer here, fun on what can one make a living with pig farming or with cattle farming or with lamb farming. You can start it, but you can fail dismally. You can fail dismally. Ulibele wenza yona lento esidla every day. I mean, you can be a poultry farmer, but and not make money. Ulibele wenza inkukhu. So with catfish, it's a similar thing. It's like when as a person, as an individual, how many people can you put together and supply, right? What's the price? What's the input cost? What are the how the revenue is going to look like? So how is the profit margin is going to look like, young Todd? So as with anything, you can make it and you cannot make it sometimes. So it depends which one are we answering. So I think that answers your question. On my research, it is a tad bit expensive to set up, and I'm not sure if it's these goods. Yeah. Hey, in fact, I mean, I wouldn't go into like caviar personally. Well, anyas, and I'm sure what another person would say, no, I wouldn't go to catfish. But caviar, I think I would start it only if I had like my circles and networks were really in like the caviar space, because ezinye izinto zipopa nje kuphela only if you are in the space where they happen. Because if you're an outsider on things like caviar and champagne, hey, you're probably gonna be outside forever, and besides you're blacking up for sure. So which means it makes things worse. It's a nice thing that if you expand the business, you can sell it at shops as well. Yes, 100%, I'm assuming that we're actually still talking about, a catfish. Yeah, definitely. When we expand, we really want to sell it at shops, and Ogamanje, we want to supply. It wasn't he's lying, this one. Sorry. I'm responding in my head to a WhatsApp. So anywho, yeah. So I think it boils down to that. We want to get into catfish, and it's not just catfish. There's also carp, guys. It's not just catfish. It's carp and tilapia. So those fish. I mean, as big energy. When we look at the economy, look at how the economy is set up. Look at the challenges that we're going through. Look at the price of everything. Inflation is hectic. It's only a matter of time before we South Africans actually, more and more of us, eat something like a catfish. And there are, like I'm saying, Guti, Tina Slangana, maybe like Uguma. Man, I was at a store and was thinking it needs be way more fresh. Yeah, please clarify which you were not at our store. Please clarify which you were not at our store. All right, so the man, George Washington, yeah, he said he was at a store, not our store. Yeah, thanks, George. And welcome back to the country. Yeah, welcome back to the country, George. Anywho, so yeah, where was I before George came here? Molum Shagas, can I ask you something? Go DM. Ah, man. Ask me here. Ask me here in public. Why are you asking me in the DMs? Ask me here in the public. It's fine. I can answer anything. Don't worry. So yeah, one of the things that we've noticed with catfish, right? Ukuthi, the people that actually consume catfish, for example, typical example, let's say Nigerians who are in the country, right? They have to import that fish, and imagine because it's fish, then it means what it has to be dried up, right? So they dry it from Nigeria, and then they import it into the country, and then by the time it gets here, right, obviously it's dry, and then I think you have to sort of cook it, and you cook it as dry as it is, and then it becomes moist again. So yes, it has a distinct taste when it's like that, and distinct texture, but they would really love fresh catfish, you know. And like I said, which I've actually found, which catfish is being sold at major like retailers like in Meat World. Meat World does in fact stock a catfish, and I don't believe which in Meat World would stock and buy quantities of catfish if there wasn't the market. There definitely is a market, and if Meat World has a catfish that is frozen, right? My assumption is that then definitely they are selling to households. I am strongly suspecting which they're definitely selling to households. So it means which there's two types of opportunities and markets for us. Yeah, it's sorry about that. It is the it is the household market, and also is the household market and also the restaurant market. So and there's only one way to find out, guys. Right? There's only one way. We need to actually do it and find out. So that we are doing it. We're already deep within doing it. So there's no turning back now. It's just for us to actually just find out what's going on. How's everything going to work out? You know. But yeah, that's what we're doing. And I would personally really love to see this whole catfish situation going into other communities, you know, going into other gassies where we find people growing their own catfish, they're growing their own carp. Basically, they have like their own smaller yana fishing operations, and they're selling to people who are in the communities, and introducing them to catfish and other forms of fish. I'd really love to see that, you know. And there's so much that can come out of it in terms of, you know, we talk about skills development. Yes, it's a real thing, Uti. If you learn, isn't just fun on Uti, how to farm, how to set up a unit, a catfish farming. That's a skill, you know. That's a skill that can be replicated somewhere else. It could be replicated in the rurals, you know. It could be replicated in other hoods. So it's a matter of starting and yeah, and doing it. So yeah, I'm taking more questions. We're talking catfish, we're talking meat, wholesale, what's happening in the butchery space, why we did our butchery the way that we did it. That's an interesting question. The obvious way of actually starting a butchery would be to just get a shop, and just go in there and put meat but we saw it very early on, which it's actually not conducive. It'll cost a lot in so many ways. But yeah, we're back to the fish. But if you want me to answer questions about the butchery business, I will. So yeah, what do we have? Laura Morgan just joined. Hello, Laura. So yeah, we are talking catfish. And how long have I been talking now, guys? I don't want to be talking for hours. I have a girl, and I have a son. Now, he's busy playing there. So I'm gonna go further, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back at 7. Come back in an hour sharp. How do you get out here? I don't know. Oh, there we go.